gotta find me an angel.
You're listening to the Life After Loss podcast. This show is a safe place for angel moms and angel dads who have lost a child. It's a safe place to share, cry, celebrate, and connect to a community of parents who have experienced grief and gotten through it. Here's your host, Darcea Handy.
Angel moms and dads and family members and everyone who's joining us from wherever you are in the world today. If you are joining this podcast because you have experienced pregnancy and infant loss anywhere in your family, I am so sorry. My heart goes out to you. I feel the pain of that loss because I've gone through it myself. So please know that. You have a new family now. You're a part of a family who's here to support you. And thank you for tuning in. And I pray that our show will give you something to help you heal from this devastation and the heartbreak of pregnancy and infant loss. Now, today, I want to speak to the husbands, the partners, and the dads. Now, I know, men, that you are going through something too. When you experience pregnancy and infant loss, I know it's horrible. Experiencing the loss of a baby is so painful for both. But let me tell you, for women, it's a lot heavier. It's a lot harder. Okay? You guys, you've lost a baby. We've lost a body. We've had this baby growing inside of us. Some of us, we've had to deliver the baby knowing that the baby was not going to make it. I'm not saying that your pain isn't real. I'm not saying to discount your pain, because really it's going to take both of you to heal together, to be there for one another. But what I'm saying is the type of pain that a woman feels immediately following pregnancy and infant loss is so heartbreaking and horrific. It's just a pain you wouldn't wish on your worst enemy. But let me tell you, I'm here to help you dads today because I have gone through it. I can tell you what your wife, your partner is going to need at this time. Okay? Now, I'll give you a few minutes to get some paper and a pencil, and so you can take some notes. I'll wait. All right, you good? You guys have pencil and paper? And I'm smiling not because I'm like, oh, I'm so happy. I'm smiling because I'm so glad to be able to give you all these recommendations that will help you, that you probably didn't get at the hospital. You know, sometimes we're so focused on the woman after the loss that we don't pay attention to what the man is going through, or even equip him with the tools that he needs to help his wife get through it. So here you go. Let me tell you, the first thing she's going to need is your support. Now, that support is going to look different depending on what day it is, how she wakes up feeling, what time it is. It's going to depend on several different things. But when I say support, be there for your wife, your partner. Let her know this is not your fault. No one plans to suffer the loss of a child. No one wants their baby to pass away in utero. No one wants to give birth to a stillborn baby. But men, one thing that you don't know is we carry a lot of guilt when that happens. So it's very important for you all to support us and say it's not your fault. Let me tell you, you can embrace each other. Once she knows that you are really on her side and you're standing by her and you're like, this is not your fault, then she'll open up to you a little bit more. And I'm going to tell you this, if we don't do that, if the husband doesn't do that, the wife will get upset and mad. I've seen it. I've had women tell me he just doesn't care. Oh, he just don't want to talk about it. He wants to ignore it like it never happened. And all the while, you could be hurting too. So when you give her that support, let her know, I'm so sorry, but this is not your fault. That's so important. Make sure that you take that guilt off of her. Another way that you can support her. And sometimes we have family members who like to come in and help and be around, and all of that is great if they're being helpful. Now, this is not a knock, But if you have family members who are going to come around and they may disturb her spirit, they may not have the most positive things to say about her, or sometimes family members might blame your wife or your partner, then those family members need to stay away. They might mean well for you, but that's not going to be good for her. And you have to protect her and police those types of things and those types of people when it comes up. Make sure that you don't allow anyone in the space that you two share together who's going to be toxic or hurtful to either one of you. Because you know what? She's already going to be going through a lot. We have postpartum depression. We have body issues. We still have milk in our breast. Our hormones are everywhere. So we don't need anything else to add to that. Your wife is not going to have time to go back and forth with someone who's saying, hey, you need to do this and you need to do that, just because they're an older relative or a seasoned relative or a mother-in-law or a father-in-law or whomever they are. Protect her from those types of people. I'm not saying that they're bad. I'm just saying that right now, that's not good for her if they're bringing that negative energy around her. And it's not going to be good for you either, because at the end of the day, when you all get ready to go to bed and lay down and just be together, it's going to be just the two of you. And you have to be able to support each other. And if you've been back and forth because you've had family members there that don't agree with this and agree with that, then how can you be together and support one another? What you have to do for her right now is put on that Superman cape and be that man to protect her. And you share this with your friends, men, share this with your friends and your family members. There's nothing wrong with protecting her at this time from toxic people, toxic conversations. No, I don't feel like talking right now. That's okay. She doesn't have to talk right now. Another thing, watch how you speak to her and how she speaks to you. You need to get over it. How long are you just gonna lay around? I've gone back to work already. When are you going back to work? Listen, she has to have time for her body to heal if she delivered the baby. Because remember, after we deliver our baby, we get 6 weeks off. Should be more than that, but we do get the 6 weeks off for our bodies to heal. She has to decide what's going to happen to the milk. There's so many things going on. Her hormones are all over the place. She's already sad and depressed. So be very careful with what you say to her and how you handle her. Be honest with her. Let her know that you're hurting too. Because I've also had friends who tell me, oh, my husband, he just walks around and he doesn't say anything. And sometimes I just feel like I'm in this by myself. I understand that, he wants to be strong, but I just want him to talk to me. Open yourself up and talk to her. You can be her Superman and protect her and still be vulnerable with her. Share how you feel about her. A lot of respect. Let me tell you, when we were at my son's funeral, and of course, everyone, my parents and everyone, they were really around me and rallying around me. And I looked at my husband, and he was inconsolable. He was inconsolable. His brother was there. His brother, patted him on the back, and my parents were there. My dad patted him on the back, and my mother's patted him on the back. He was inconsolable. So at that time, I had to get up and stand up, and I just stood over him, and I put his hands, and I put my hands on his face like this, and I was like, I'm so sorry. We're sitting in front of the coffin of our infant, and he's in there. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And I just hugged him and kissed him. And that was at the funeral. And let me tell you, it really helped me think about how hurt he was. So I had a lot of compassion for him because I knew he was hurting. So I was trying to not be as confrontational at home. And I knew he was in pain just like I was. So when I say share your feelings with your wife, share your feelings with your partner because she'll respect you more for that. That's what I did. And let me tell you, we took care of each other as best as we could. I'm not saying everything was perfect, but take care of each other as best as you can. You know, support her. Tell her it's not her fault. Relieve her of that guilt and be there for her. The small things you can do around the house, call in a meal service provider, to have some of the meals brought in, or if you like to cook and you want to cook, you can do that. Or even let her know there was a disconnect at one time in my household because our house was 2 stories and my husband would go into his office. He would go into his office and he would deal with his feelings that way. And I was downstairs, recovering. Plus I had my daughter who was a toddler. That wasn't good for us. So don't separate yourself from her. Spend that time with her. Let her know how you feel and let her know that you're there for her. And actually, you'll both be supporting one another, but you've got to be that Superman and you've got to protect her from everybody else that's out there because they're going to be coming at her with a whole bunch of things, saying a whole bunch of things. And you've got to protect her, be there for her. Do things to make life easier, with chores. Even if you need to hire a maid for a day or two just to get the house together, do that. If you need to do some cooking or have some good people in your home who are positive energy, who can be around her, do that for her. Another thing you can do is recommend counseling together. You guys can go to counseling together. I don't know if you want to do spiritual counseling, go to counseling together. Even watching this podcast and these videos that I make, do it together. Heal together. Wrap your arms of strength around her and be there for her. And she's not going to forget about you. She's not going to say, well, this is me. This is just me. And, you don't understand. If you're there for her and you're that Superman for her and you've wrapped your arms around her and you're supporting her, she's going to feel what you're feeling also. If you're being honest with her and you are talking to her, she's going to feel you. She's going to feel that. And she's not going to take you for granted. And she's not going to just walk all over you. She knows that you all are in this together. You are doing this together. But sometimes it just takes the time of the husband, the partner, the man to have that strength to say, I got you. Baby, I got you. Don't worry, I got you. And that's what she needs. She needs to hear that. She needs to know it. She needs to feel it. Even if you have other children, you need help taking care of the children, help her. Or like I said, if you have positive relatives or friends with positive energy, have them come in and help her. Just be there for her. Even when she jumps up and starts trying to be Superwoman, and then she's screaming and yelling because things aren't the way she expects them to be, remind yourself, okay, she's going through something, and let her know it's okay. Say, babe, okay. And just talk to her. What's going on right now? Tell me what's going on. You guys are both grieving, but your grief is not going to be the same. And you have to understand that. Have that shoulder. Our shoulders are broad. I know that as women, we're so strong. We multitask. We work full time. We take care of the house full time. But there's no pain like pregnancy and infant loss. We go into the fetal position and sometimes we don't know what to do. So to have our Superman there to take care of us, to support us, that's most important. Let her know that you're there for her. Let her know it's not her fault. You don't blame her. And that you are there to make sure you two heal together. So, as I always state, take care of yourselves and each other. And again, please go ahead and take a look at ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com, the Life After Loss podcast page. because angel moms and dads, we need one another. I need you all just like you need me, so we can continue to heal together. We have a family here, and unfortunately, at times, this family grows because of pregnancy and infant loss. So we have to be there for one another. And please know that I'm here for each one of you. And with that, take care of yourselves and each other. Until next time.
You've been listening to Life After Loss with your host, Darcea Handy. Subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcast for new episodes every Wednesday. For more on this program, log on to ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com.